Welcome to tutorial 19, and today we're going to be looking at the Blade Runner theme by Vangelis, and we need to set up a kind of a click track with a sort of a snare sound. So go to the initial setting, take out all of the oscillators and put in the noise. That's pink noise, that's white noise. We need white noise, and we're going to adjust the amplifier section here. Attack time 0, decay 39. Sustain 0, release 0. So that's given us our little snare sound. We're also going to put a little bit of chorus on there. And to set up the constant snare as a click track, we need to use the arpeggiator. So I'm going to switch the arpeggiator on mode. We'll switch it to latch mode, because as soon as I set that going, it's going to keep on going. And the tempo is very fast, 225. And I'll just let you hear a little bit of that. And off. And now we're going to look at the bass riff sound, which is a mono synth sound, so I'll put it on mono. We need oscillator 2. I'm going to do oscillator 2 first this time. 8-foot sawtooth. We need the sync on, so we're going to sync it to oscillator 3. We need oscillator 3 to be on 16-foot sawtooth waveform, so the overall sound is 16 foot. Let's have a listen to that sound. Now, because we've used oscillator sync, we're now going to adjust the semitone region of oscillator 2. And that produces that kind of sound. But because that's a very thin sound, we're going to put oscillator 1 on a sine wave and click that in. See what difference it makes. So it just gives a bit of fatness to the sound, and that's obviously the fundamental sound there on a 16-foot. That's roughly our sound now, but we're going to move on to the filter section. And we need 12 dB per octave slope. We'll adjust the amount again, 35. You won't hear anything until I adjust the cutoff, and the cutoff is 82. That's good. Attack time 0, decay 55. Sorry, 58, I beg your pardon. Sustain 0, and release 64. And the amplitude envelope, attack 0, decay 61, sustain 43. So it gives us quite a percussive sound, but it's obviously lowering the volume as when I'm altering the sustain level, it's lowering that. We need some release time to that, which is 58. So the sound is decaying a little bit after sustaining, if you like, after I take my finger off. We're going to use a phaser setting on here, which we haven't used before, and that gives a bit of a swirly effect. So rate 17. There we are, and depth 50. And that's our Blade bass kind of riff sound. So now I'm going to record those two together. Now we're going to do the string sound, which is the melody sound, and I'm going to use a sound from a previous tutorial, tutorial 18, where I did Crockett's theme. I'm going to use that same sound, so the same sound there would be this fat string. I'm going to need to make a couple of tweaks to that. So oscillator 1 is at 16 foot. You can hear the effect of that there. And we're going to need to alter the cutoff frequency. Cutoff frequency is going to be 102. So much brighter sound. And now we're going to record the string sound with the backing track. So now we're going to reproduce the sort of big Vangelis brass type sound, and we're going to start with the initial setting. Oscillator 1 is 16 foot sawtooth. Oscillator 2, 16 foot sawtooth. Oscillator 3, 16 foot, whoops, sawtooth, getting carried away there. And we need a bit of detune on this. Let's hear what that sounds like. -11. Oscillator 3, +11, and now to the filter section, and we've got 24 dB slope, that's right, cut off 70. Let's hear that. Okay, key track 100. It's opening up a little bit at the top end of the keyboard. Filter envelope. Attack time 79. Sustain, oh sorry, decay 78. Sustain 0, release 81. Amount 23. Now we can hear that doing a big fat Vangelis wow sort of sound. But to complete that picture, we need some amplifier envelope altering. So the amplifier attack time, 78. So a bit of a fade in. Decay 77. Sustain 107. And release 72. Now this means when I take my finger off, the sound will eventually die away. We're going to put some reverb on there. Reverb time 88. Length 66. And let's put a bit of chorus on there as well, just to fatten up the whole thing. Okay, now we're going to apply that to the track.